Last time you saw these guys, it was Ragnar Lordmon because I screwed up royally, accidentally Jogress Durandamon and Volcanic Dramon together, and now it is way past the DDUK meetup event. As of the date of recording this, it is the 29th of... Okay, I was about to say April because my computer says April. It is not April. It is May. It is 100% May right now. It's the 29th. I can't even move sure it's the 29th. Okay, phone, what are you saying? Hey, phone, anytime you wanna... It's the 27th. So my computer is completely wrong. I can't trust it. It's because it's not connected to the internet, and I, for one, cannot be bothered to connect it to the internet because I don't need it connected to the internet. So, there are new things. There's let me put that back up in the corner so it's nice. There's this doohickey. This is one of the, well, it's the packaging, or part of the packaging for one of the raffle prizes I won. And I just thought it's a nice little background. I like the files and the folders, and it's a cool background, so I thought it would look nice sitting here. And here is part of the thing. As you see there, it's Tentamon with his name. Really adorable, I love it so much, and of course it's on this device because this is, I have Tentamon as one of the child levels on here. There is, as you can see, more. There's a little clip thingy. And kind of like that. Very small clip, very awkward. But I took it off because it was just too much dangling at once. What it is it's a little purple Digivice, like Koshiro's Digivice, and it's the Crest of Courage. So, these guys, previously Ragnar Lordmon, they are in fact very, very dead. 27, I thought it was going to be like a month, like a full 30 days, but I was just being dumb because I hadn't given them a 4th care mistake, so I don't know how long they'll actually last for as Ragnar Lordmon. But as you can see, on the left side there, traded egg. Can I actually open stats or anything? Nope, can't do anything with them. But traded egg on the left, and as you can also see, if I open the menu for it, sure, in this one, the custom DDUK background, which I put on there especially for the event, and I think it's just a nice background. I kind of want to show it off at the event. I did show a few people it, but I didn't actually manage to get up on the stage long enough for it. Oh, and here's some of the background. Have you seen that background yet? I don't know, but there you go, there's that background. It's usually just plain white background, but I modified it to have a slight cyan / turquoise tint to it. Let's go back in the house and let's hatch new babies. I mistimed that. Oh man, I love the eggs. Such a small change, like the black background and the blue instead of green. Oh god, and here they are, look at the little babies! Little Sakumon and Bubmon, that was it. Here you go, guys. There you go. Oh, I love that. And you know, have a cup of tea as well. So, the plan for these guys right now is I'm gonna evolve these guys probably down to the other child level. So you've seen Zubamon and Tentamon. I want to take these guys down the alternate path. Shoot that back up there. That's the wrong place. Yeah, take these guys down the alternate path, and then a different adult level from what you've seen, and then back to the same perfect, because I want to show you the ultimates I accidentally skipped. So it will go back down the Duramon and the Manticoremon path, but through different adults. We'll go back to Durandamon and Volcanic Dramon, so you can actually see their sprites, and then actually see the Jogress into Ragnar Lordmon. Assuming it all goes to plan. It could very much not go to plan. But for now, let's have a quick look at some of their attacks. Here's Bubmon. I still haven't fixed the lack of alternate attacks in this one, by the way. But I can live with it. Alternate attacks are a nice thing to have, but like, I'm not gonna cry about them not being there. So we've got probably a few more minutes till these guys evolve. I made a point of having these guys evolve to Baby Tooth at this, I say, normal time. About the same time as the colours normally would. Because I always find, as much as I enjoy on the DMOG having the baby for like an hour or so, it does get draining after 10 minutes. I want to take a minute to talk, or several minutes actually, to talk about the actual roster, because obviously it's a custom roster and some of it's personal to me, and I did say, I can't remember if it was a previous video in this series or a different video entirely, I wanted to go like more in depth about why I chose each Digimon on the roster. So that's what I'm going to do, and I realised I kind of didn't do that for this first run, where like I didn't really talk about why I chose Zubamon, Zubagamon, Duramon and Durandamon and blah blah blah, and I kind of just put it down to, yes, because they're my favourite boys, but like didn't really go into why they're my favourite boys. So on this side, Zubamon, very straightforward. He likes to tackle things directly. Instead of being around the bush or trying to find the most efficient way, he's just going to charge straight ahead and not worry about it, right? And I really like that. Because I suffer from this thing where I'll either completely overthink a problem and spend so long thinking and trying to figure out the best way towards it that I don't do anything, so zero progress has been made, or I'll do the exact opposite, where I don't really think at all, charge straight in, and I kind of cock a few things up, and it goes a little bit wrong, but a little bit of progress has been made. And I frankly prefer that second route, because at least I can build off of the little bit of progress and I can learn from mistakes, whereas if I sit thinking about it for hours and not doing it, I've got nothing to build off of, and I've not made any mistakes to learn from, and I've pooped. Thank you, Budmon. And the second one's poop as well. So, there's a good bit of advice. I guess it applies a lot more to people with ADHD, but it also does apply to everyone. If you're struggling to do something, don't wait for the perfect time, don't wait for the perfect moment, don't wait till you've got everything in order, because chances are you're never going to have that perfect alignment. It might not ever happen. So go for it, because messing it up and making a few small mistakes still leaves you with more than if you didn't do it in the first place. And as I said, you can build off of what you've already got, even if it's a tiny amount, and you can correct those mistakes. And you can learn from it. There's nothing wrong with screwing up. So yeah, that is why I like Zubamon. Because he is the direct approach. He charges straight in and doesn't overthink things. Zubagamon is determined. I've often thought about it here and there, and I would like to say, if I have a crest, it would be the crest of determination, if I had to make a new crest. Because, especially, like, more so when I was younger, but even now to an extent, I am very stubborn. If I want to do something, I will eventually I will do it eventually. I'm not one to give up on something just because of like one or two inconveniences. And Zubagamon is also very much a reflection of that. Boogaloo. These guys have got to get hungry again by now. So, yeah, Zubagamon, his whole thing is he will keep moving forwards regardless of what happens. Regardless of the terrain, regardless of what is in front of him, he will keep moving forwards, even if he has to crawl forward. Screwed it up again. Let's give this one a try. Come on, you can do... One more? No, okay. You know what? You guys are getting a cup of tea in a minute. Sounds more like a threat than it is. Tea's amazing. It is easily my favourite drink. Almost like, that's why I actually put it on the device. Oh! Scratch the tea. We got Digimon. On this side, there we go. Sakutamon! Hey guys. So look at your stats now. I say look at your stats like anything would have changed. No. Yeah, I love Sakutamon's eating face. He's just so yum 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 yum. It's really cute. Attack should be pretty much the same because baby levels. Yeah. Yeah, bubbles. Okay. So let's leave those two down there for a little bit. So yeah, Digimon, I very much like his attitude of constantly moving forward regardless of what happens. Even if everything is against him, he will keep pushing himself forward. And when there's nothing pushing against him, he'll just charge forward at full speed. Where I think, to me at least, that is admirable in a way. Like, and that's why I do like Digimon. Also, Digimon just has grown on me a lot. When I first saw him, I wasn't really a fan of him as an evolution of Digimon. But like, he's grown on me, and I feel like the four-legged quadruped design was very much in reference to his constant pushing forward. But also, I just really like his sort of scimitar sword tail. And he's only grown on me more ever since I made the sprite for this. I just really like him. Juramon is very much about constant self-improvement. And that's... I would normally say like, oh, it's just all around a good thing. But nothing's really all around a good thing. I don't know, don't burn yourself out. Always try and be better, always push forward, but don't burn yourself out. Remember to rest. But I like Juramon because he is constantly seeking to be better, to be sharper, to be stronger. And then Durandamon, I don't really know as much about nor relate to him as much, but he's like, to me he's like the perfected form of Juramon. He's the form that Juramon becomes when he feels he's as strong and as sharp as he can be. And I think that also reflects in the way that that Durandamon seems a lot more elegant than Juramon. In like both the way he fights and moves, but also like kind of in his design as well. So I do like Durandamon as a direct continuation of Juramon. I just can't really relate to Durandamon as much. On the left side here, the evolution line went Tentomon, Mimicmon, Manticoremon, then Volcanic Dramon. So this is where it gets kind of a little bit mushy really, because I don't particularly like sharing my emotions out that much. Like, I don't really display my feelings that well in any situation at all, ever. But considering how closely how close some of these roster choices are for me, or are to me I should say, it's kind of impossible to not talk about my own feelings and emotions whilst describing why I chose, or explaining why I put certain Digimon on the roster. So, I mean, Tentomon, I just like Tentomon. I just absolutely adore the peaceful, friendly robot ladybug. Like, that is cute, it's adorable, and I like that he curls up in his shell when he sleeps, and I love how his very peaceful, easygoing nature. And doesn't really make much sense for him to evolve into Mimicmon, but it's Digimon, you don't need evolutions to make sense. So Mimicmon, to me, is obviously a very dark Digimon, but it's like a good idea that's been warped and twisted. So obviously Mimicmon is a Digimon that was designed to consume, like, hunt and consume viruses, and he does, but he himself is also a virus type, and to me, I also like the visual design of the cage around the dark mist. So obviously, like, all the virus type Digimon get consumed and locked up and compressed and stored inside of Mimicmon, and then Mimicmon utilises their attacks for his own use and for hunting more viruses. And to me, Mimikmon kind of is representative of, and again, this is where it starts getting a bit mushy here, of like all the dark emotions, like the anger and the hatred and resentment caged up inside of it. So it's like all this contained anger and just darkness, and using that to hunt viruses, and the more it consumes, the darker it becomes, kind of thing. I like that on kind of two levels. It makes sense for it to become Manticoremon. On one level, I love that all the accumulated virus data and all the Digimon it's consumed kind of fuse inside of it till it becomes its own entity. So it's taken little bits and pieces from all the Digimon it's consumed and merged it into its own being to become Manticoremon, which explains like the mashup of like various parts. So like a Manticore. And I really like that, but also I like this idea of Manticore's ferocious nature being because it's made up of viruses still, and it's like the vague, cloudy, dark emotions finally taken form, and it's lashing out and hunting down the viruses and those it deems as evil. So in its own way, it's trying to do the correct thing. It's doing what it's made to do. It's hunting viruses. But that's not to say that that is the correct thing, because obviously not all viruses are evil. Like, say, take the entire Gilmon evolution line, for example. Like, Dukemon's a Royal Knight and he's a virus. Lord Nightmon's a Royal Knight and he's a virus. I'm pretty sure he is anyway. So yeah, then Volcanic Dramon, which again is kind of one that doesn't make much sense from Manticoremon, but again, it's Digimon, and again, I kind of like this idea that Volcanic Dramon is just like this exploding rage and fury, like fire and lava spewing everywhere whenever he evolves into Volcanic Dramon. I just love that idea. As like the final form of Manticoremon. Where he's evolved, but then like devolved into this kind of the same way that like Megalogreymon or Wargroundmon in Tamers evolved into Megidramon, but it feels more like a step backwards because he's not really in control of himself. It's just rage and hatred and aggression and killing the first thing that's in front of him, kind of thing. Like that's what Volcanic Dramon from Manticoremon would be for me. I also really like the idea of like some Digimon that are more intelligent will be able to calmly communicate and speak English and blah blah blah, and then some Digimon are just pure instincts. So yeah, like Manticoremon. Like I like to think Mimikmon could speak, but he just doesn't much. Manticoremon is completely incapable of speech, and he just wants to hunt. And it's kind of the Digimon that you have to like physically restrain. And then Volcanic Digimon would be, yeah, like the peak of that line of thinking, or that evolution line, where it's just destroying absolutely everything in an area. So that to me is those evolution lines. And as we move forward in the series, you'll probably notice the pattern where this side tends to be kind of Virus Busters-esque, where they're always, not always, but like for the most part stereotypically the good guy. Like there's lots of vaccines. I think there's a few viruses. Is there? I can't remember. Not right now off the top of my head. But they're almost all pretty much like the good guy, and the ones on here tend to be very destructive and chaotic in a way. But with that being said, I'm going to have to cut a chunk of this video down because I've been recording for half an hour and I'm not uploading a half-hour video. I do like to try and keep it down to the 20-minute mark if I can. 25 minutes if I like talking a lot, which I do all the time. So, plans for these guys are care mistakes, so they can evolve to the alternate route. And then, I'll see you then. I'll see you at child level, and I'll see you at adult level when they're a different Digimon from the ones you've seen. We'll skip the perfect stage and I'll come back then after that at ultimate, so you can see the ultimates and the progress. So, that being said, from Mochimon, from Sakutamon, and of course myself, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.